When I was told that I'd entered early menopause after an operation for endo went wrong, my world just crumbled. The doctors told me that I'd never have children, and I just felt completely failed by the medical system. Now, let's be clear, the medical system had kept me alive in a situation where I thought I might not, and there's other videos explaining all about that drama. But with time, looking back, you do start to feel like you've been failed. And it wasn't the first time either that I felt like this about Western medical systems. When I was 20 years old, I was in a car accident and that left me with severe whiplash. So I did everything that the doctor suggested. I did the physio, I did the painkillers, took the rest, and nothing worked. Literally nothing worked. So for months, I lived with this constant pain. And it was actually my physio at the NHS hospital who suggested that I try some acupuncture because she'd been learning acupuncture, which at that point was a really new thing over here. I mean, obviously it's not a new thing, but a new thing over here. And she wanted to test it. And seeing as the physio wasn't working, she wanted to see if this would make a difference to me. And honestly, I was a bit like, well, why not? Because on this stage, like nothing else is working. Let's just give this a go. And I think that's actually how many of my ladies feel as well when they first come to see me. But it turned out to be absolutely life-changing. For the first time, I experienced this relief from pain and this freedom. And then that's when I became absolutely fascinated by the power of Eastern medicine, where it's able to heal some things that pretty smart Western medicine has fallen short on. So then, kind of going back again, when I was told that I couldn't have children, it really did feel natural at that point to revisit some of what had worked for me in the past, but also some of the learnings that I'd made in the interim as well, based on how revolutionary that experience, that one particular experience had been my entire life. And it's funny, isn't it, how sometimes they say things happen for a reason. You're in the moment, you're like, yeah, right. And then actually turning around at 50, looking back, you do realize that things probably did work out for a reason, but it's easier with time to say that. So, I was interested to see, as I digress, how I could work Eastern and Western approaches together, because I really believe that there can be a holistic view of the body, because your body's interconnected. It's one interconnected system. It's not this collection of just isolated bits. It's all connected together. So that's important to me. But at the same time, albeit I did feel at this point that I'd been failed by Western medicine, I wasn't willing to turn away from the science, because there's some really smart people out there doing some amazing things. And so I threw myself into researching absolutely everything about hormones, inflammation, egg quality, you name it. But I also saw that there were limitations of the purely clinical lens. That was focused on solving one immediate problem, what we now call within fertility bandwidth has been the symptom, rather than understanding the body's innate ability to heal and thrive when it's given the right support. That's when this clicked. The real solution was never going to be choosing one system over the other. When you've got access to both, why would you choose just one? What this was about, what the fertility solution was about, is combining both to create the absolute best, something that is way more powerful than any one thing can be on its own. So determined then to push further, I approached the medical community on Harley Street, learning some of the best minds in reproductive health, and I gained incredible insights into cutting-edge fertility treatments. But I did also see some gaps. The lack of personalization, the neglect of emotional health, the failure to address root causes. Fertility challenges weren't and aren't just about lab results. They're showing you the result of something that's going on here. It's not the reason. Something is going on down here to cause this. And the reason that these lab results are kind of falling short in terms of identifying the root cause problem is because they're not working with the whole person. That's what's missing, because we are one person. We're not loads of little pieces walking around. So then drawing on my earlier experiences just became natural. And then what I'd learned in Harley Street and with some amazing doctors as well meant that I could build my fertility programs around this dual approach. Western science provides the precision to identify what on earth is going on, while Eastern medicine offers the tools to restore the balance and to heal these underlying issues. Now, I can use Eastern to find these root causes so that now the symptoms, if you like, the blood tests, they feed into it because they're interesting, but they're not the actual meat on the bones. That's what's going on in your body and how these symptoms are manifesting on a daily basis. But essentially, together, all of this is now what I call the fertility bandwidth, encompassing relax, restore, revive, that triangle of your fertility. Without any one of those being done properly, you are going to struggle to get pregnant. So you need to relax the mind, you need to calm the mind, but you also need to calm the body, because there's 3 types of stress, okay? And so it's not just the mind stress that we think about. There are other parts of our body that are affected by stress in different ways as well. So we need to reduce the overall of that stress. That is then how we create space for healing. We need to restore by addressing the root causes like inflammation, hormonal balances, and stagnation, because that's how you improve your body into being the best home for carrying your child, your future child. And then revive by rebuilding health, rebuilding your energy to create that optimal environment overall for conception. And this approach is not just effective, it's deeply personal. Every step of it reflects my own journey from the heartbreak of being told never to the determination to find a way forward. I know what it's like to feel let down by the system, stuck in pain, physical and emotional. And I know how utterly life-changing it is when you find a solution that works. Fertility bandwidth only exists because of the pain that I went through, because of that experience. That's why I'm able to say to my clients, I've been where you are. I felt your despair. I felt your frustration, and I've felt that cloying fear, but I've also felt the joy, albeit out of my loss, but the joy of finding answers and seeing transformation in others. It's amazing. It's like the best feeling in the world. To be able time and time again is like the best thing ever in the world. So I'm not here to offer you vague promises, quick fixes. I'm here because I believe that combining science, Western science, and Eastern wisdom is the key to unlocking fertility possibilities that no one firstly thought was achievable, but neither did they believe they were achievable. And if I could turn my pain into a system that changes life, then I know that we can do the same for you.